This video is sponsored by Supply Handlers. Did you guys see how Lionel Messi pounced for that second goal against Austria? His burst of speed really took us by surprise there. It felt like we were watching a Lionel Messi who was 10 years younger, and it even sort of reminded us of his goal against Arsenal in the UEFA Champions League back in 2010. But what is the secret? How does he somehow look much fresher and sharper than he did 4 years ago at this same stage? I mean, just 2 years ago, it felt like we saw his body break down in the Copa América final, where he even had to be forced out in that game against Colombia. Everyone thought that was the end of the road for him, and his journey with the national team had come to an end. But here we are years later with things looking very different at this tournament so far. How has that happened? Why has it happened? We'll answer these questions and more in this video today. This is why Lionel Messi suddenly looks so fast again. First of all, he is one of the handful of top players who came into this tournament with fresh legs. Most of the players on his level are coming off really long seasons where they played 50 to 60 matches across competitions. Many of them are leggy and fatigued, some even battling niggling injuries, so they don't look as fresh nor as sharp. It's the summer. This is when they're supposed to be resting, but they aren't. Meanwhile, Messi already had a 3-month rest between November and February. And instead of coming in this World Cup after a long and tedious season, he came in after having just played 3 months of football, so he has the perfect combination of freshness and match rhythm. Also remember, he plays in the MLS, and that's an advantage for two different reasons. Firstly, the American League is just not as physically demanding as the European League, so it naturally affords him more rest than he would have gotten if he was playing in Europe. All the different competitions you participate in as a player in big European leagues eventually take a toll on you and on your body, but in the US, Messi is able to take it easy because it's more slow-paced and a lot less competitive. Also, having been here for 3 years now, he is now a lot more used to the terrain, the atmosphere and everything else in the country compared to most other top players at the competition. While other stars will have to take a game or two to get used to the difference in the pitches, the weather, and other differences even outside the stadium, Messi is able to just hit the ground running because he's been touring the country for more than 3 years now, and there's simply nothing that can shock him anymore. This might sound like a small thing, but at the top level, it is very significant. I mean, this is already the best player in the world. Giving him even the smallest of advantages will only help him further widen the gap between him and the rest. But of course, it's more than just that. There are more reasons why Messi seems so fast and so sharp again, and some of them aren't even about anything physical. We'll get into all of that in a second, but if you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, this is a perfect time to go do that, so you never miss out on our amazing content. Done? Okay, now let's get back to the video. Like we said, all the reasons aren't purely physical. Some of it is psychological. Going into the 2022 World Cup, and as a matter of fact, everyone else before that, there was a lot of pressure on Messi to deliver the World Cup to Argentina, just like Diego Maradona did in his day. Argentina is a massive footballing nation with huge expectations, so the shirt is heavier than most. And with Messi having always enjoyed so much success at club level, the fans felt that he owed the nation a World Cup. This sort of pressure has a way of affecting performances on the pitch. It could make one a little too cautious, and that could affect the players' movement on the pitch. It could also make them start to overthink little decisions, and actions they would carry out normally would start to look a little more complicated. Seemingly little stuff like these have a way of making a player look slower and a lot less sharp on the pitch, especially in the biggest of stages. But coming into this tournament, Messi did not have any of that hanging over him. He finally won the elusive World Cup trophy in 2022, which, mind you, came in between 2 Copa América successes. He had finally led the national team to glory, and they were now enjoying their most successful period in history, so the pressure days were now completely behind him. In fact, he was ready to hang it up internationally after all the success he had enjoyed, but he decided to give it one more go. And this tournament is just about enjoying himself. He has put up a very good show for the nation through the years, and now it's just time to enjoy the encore. When you strip off that amount of pressure from the shoulders of any player, you're bound to see the very best and very sharpest version of them. And well, That's what we're seeing right now with Messi at this tournament. He's like a kid again, just enjoying himself playing the game he loves, representing the people he loves.
Average players train hard, elite players train smart. We didn't just build a mat, we engineered a blueprint for the 1%. Every line, every angle, and every drill was crafted through months of studying elite player biomechanics. Translate muscle memory into matchday dominance. Goal 90's own training mat comes with the app to take you to the next level. Get yours today.
Another vital part of why he looks super fast again is because he listens to his body and uses his head. He realizes that at this age, he simply cannot afford to run as often and work as hard as he used to some 10-15 years ago. His body would simply break down and he would not be able to affect games at all. That is why you see him just standing or walking around the pitch most of the time. He does that to conserve his energy for most of the game so that when it's needed, he has enough energy in the tank to make a burst. That is why he looks fast, but only when he wants to. Also with Messi, it's usually more acceleration than speed. He's so skillful that he can afford to not just rely on speed to beat players, but he knows when to just quickly turn it on, to get to a loose ball or to quickly get past a player when he needs to. In those moments, he looks like the absolute sharpest player on the pitch. But of course, this works because the entire Argentina team is a well-oiled machine that has been built to serve this one man. Lionel Scaloni sets up the team to ensure that Messi's lack of involvement out of possession is made up for by everyone else. The other 9 outfield players work extra hard and cover so much more ground so that Messi can afford to walk around the pitch conserving his energy for when he is really needed. And when Argentina are with the ball, the players are always looking for Messi, so he doesn't even have to bother so much about making runs from here to there to look for the ball. The ball almost always finds him and then he can go on to make magic, which is something he can absolutely do in his sleep. Of course, all the goals Messi has scored so far at this tournament have been amazing, but when you actually look closely at them and properly analyze them, you will see that they are products of his teammates doing everything to get the ball to him, by all means combined with Messi's natural hunger and predatory instincts in front of goal. The way this Argentina team has been built, what can really stop them from going all the way again this year? The team works together like a unit, and Messi looks sharper than ever and is just really enjoying himself out there in America, breaking records game after game. We actually now want to hear from you guys though. How far do you think this Argentina team will go in this tournament? Can they actually successfully defend their trophy? More on topic, why do you think Messi looks sharper and faster than ever at this tournament? Do you think he can win the World Cup Golden Boot for the first time this year? Get in the comments and talk to us. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notifications so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye.
Well, you've asked for it and we've finally delivered. Relive the glory days with the most iconic designs in football history. Whether you're a fan of classic club colours or legendary international strips, we've got something to ignite your nostalgia. Perfect for match days, casual wear, or adding to your collection. Shop the new retro range now at goal90.shop. Massive discounts await.